Chapters. The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Tiger Technician Hour with your host, Basil Chapman. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Now, Basil Chapman.
Good morning, everyone. Basil Chapman here on this Friday, the 12th of December, almost halfway through the month. And what do we have? We have the Dow at all-time highs, up 127 at 48,831. One of the reasons why I want to add to our long position way back in round about, what was it? I think on the, let me just get the exact date. That was on the... we did April. We still got that position in the UDOW from 35. And then I should know this because we've been working on this for so much time, at 52 on the 24th of November. Right. So now the UDOW is at 61. It's very nicely up. But look at this. Look at that 9-period moving average in the weekly chart. It has barely blinked on those pullbacks. And it's now at an all-time high. And this inside track, this is a technique that I just get when I do my webinar, and you can sign up to be a subscriber, then you get the webinar for free. That'll be 4 o'clock. It's archived. It's 4 o'clock on Tuesday for an hour and a half. It's going to be like a lesson. I'm going through different stocks, what I'm looking for in 2026, why I'm looking for it, what these monthly charts are telling us about 2026, etc. What positions are really working. And it's funny. What did I say? So this is what I show subscribers every day. This is the Dow chart, Dow daily on the left, Dow daily in the middle. They have different techniques in the Chapman Wave methodology in each. And then the 120-minute chart. And what I said today was... Dow closed up 646 at 48,704. In a gap up, huge green candle, leg C at an all-time high, ATH, and suggesting strongly the sector rotation we have been discussing since late November, early December, is really unfolding strongly. We anticipate a peak D next week. The NASDAQ was extremely weak, telling us that there is possibly a new kid in town. The 130-year-old Dow, I might add, new knees, new hips, quadruple bypass, new heart valve, ready to go. We'll see. Today, if the Dow pokes its head above 48,756, it continues leg C. If not, it's peak C. Either way, it will have to be next week for at least a peak D. How long the divergence lasts will be important for January 2026. And we'll talk about that in a moment. And I'll talk about a lot more when I do my webinar. So let's just go through this. So Dow all-time high. S&P is not quite an all-time high. It's not that far from it. And it's taking a little digestive moment, down 33 at 86, 68, 67, making a potential here, double top. This is still a peak A. All I wanted, I'd love for it to be in December. All I wanted was 69.20.35, 1 penny above the October 29th high to start a leg B, and to confirm that no matter how I count it in the Chapman Wave methodology, that will be the second leg up. And that means you cannot get a peak D, which is the buy signal gets upgraded to a buy mode in the Chapman Wave methodology. And then once it's in a buy mode, the obligation is to get to at least 4 higher peaks. You can go higher, but 4 is your objective, right? And that says, let's just say in December, it goes to leg B. January, it pulls back. So that is, January pulls back. So February confirms that you've made a leg B, you've made a peak B. And then March is leg C. April is peak C. May is leg D. So if every other month has a higher high and a lower low, as far as the highs are concerned, to make new peaks, you can't get a peak D until the end of the first quarter. Okay, so just to be clear, QQQ, I'm making this as Technical Friday, so we don't have to rush into anything. There's a lot going on. QQQ, fading with the right shoulder failure from the peak C1, C2, another technique in the Chapman wave. Wow, a lot of these techniques have taken a lot of time and a lot of money to actually formulate to be able to be a viable money-making technique. 637.01 on the 29th of October, down to 580.74 November the 21st. Boom, nice spring to the upside. And now it's at a peak B. The stochastic's at 91%, so I'm going to call this a buy mode at a peak B. Could it fail? Well, it'll have to go all the way back under 580.74. I don't quite see that happening right now. I do see a pullback, maybe a little bit more, but the daily 9 p.m. moving average is way over the 14, and the weekly is still very strong, and the monthly is still, it is at a peak A already. So that would be EF. It could still go to a G and alternate count, but let me tell you, this looks like the start of a brand new move to the upside, and that's the way I'm looking at it. I'll be discussing it in great detail in my webinar come Tuesday at 4 o'clock for subscribers. Let's go to IWM. IWM is coming back a little bit from earlier on. It's now down 38 cents, 43 cents, 46 cents, at 257.32, down 50 cents. But it did make an all-time high in a leg B in the daily chart. That means pull back maybe Monday, move to the upside Tuesday or Wednesday. That makes C, and then a pullback. So maybe by next week we get our D. All right? And then I've got to be careful. Meantime, back at the ranch, let's go to the SMHs. Why SMHs? Where the SMHs go, generally the market goes. Now, I want to also mention that it's really important to consider that when the Dow, let's call the Dow the general, right? There was a time when there were 3 generals in the Dow. It was General Motors, General Electric, and I believe General Foods. I am pretty sure about that. And then General Foods got taken over. GE, of course, lost its under that wonderful leadership of Immelt, where every single thing this is textbook, whatever you could do wrong, he did, to make General Motors one of the leading stocks in the world to one of the worst. So GE is now out of the Dow, and all you've got left, and General Motors, of course, is something completely different. So what we're looking at here is 363 down 7.84 in the semiconductors, but they did make a new all-time high. So that should be retested, and we should go higher than the 375.59 high. So that'll start leg D. And look at the weekly chart F. Now, if there's a pullback and then another high in the weekly chart, you have to consider that that's actually a brand new leg B, because there's E, F, or it'll be G. Let's not talk about that. In the meantime, I like what I'm seeing, and it's a leg B. That's what I wanted to talk about. In the monthly chart, we've already made a leg B. So that's looking very good for next year. All right. And once again, same as the S&P, you're looking at this and saying, okay, you can't really make a PT until later in the year 2026. All right, we've got a break coming up. I want you to get to, just as we're going out, GDX, all-time high as we speak at 88.50, a leg D. And the weekly chart is a leg D. I'm going to be watching this closely, but the monthly chart has an alternate count. G/C. I'll be back.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out, like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den. Hosted at Discord, TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
So we're back, and what was I saying? GDX, that's the market vectors gold miners ETF, pulling back from the day's high, all-time high. The way I'm looking at it, I can see some kind of a digestive phase over the next 2 weeks. That's easy to say. You could have said it all month, actually. But this time, I'm looking at it in a purely, let me just show you. Look. Leg D in the daily chart, leg D in the weekly chart, G/C in the monthly charts are still very strong there. Look at the silver chart, SILV. Oh, I don't think I re-upped that. Did I do this? Yes, I did. Okay, so let me just really quickly show you. The idea in the Chapman Way is to find the lowest low bar. So this is the lowest low bar right here. And that was around about November, the 6th, around about 62. And what we're looking at is, look, that's not a peak. That's just, and it's a gap. Gap doesn't make any difference in the Chapman Way methodology. That is your first peak A. Then underneath it, it makes an A there as well. Gray A because it's not in a buy mode yet. I'm not changing the colors right now. A. Now there's an overlapping wave. That's really good. And it goes all the way to almost the previous high. It goes to 79, pulls back, and now you've got a leg C. So silver is still very strong. The monthly chart, the weekly chart, I should say, has, I like to put an alternate count. It doesn't make any difference to what's going on. Because, look, the stochastic's under 80%. When it gets to 80%, I can feel more secure that that's just a brand new buy signal to buy mode in the weekly. Look at the M-shaped pattern in the MACD weekly. Look at the retro strength, the gray line. It went overbought. So when I see the RSI go red like that, above 80%, I'm saying, getting towards a pullback. Well, it got a pullback from the 80 level to the about 63. And now what it's doing is it's running again. So, and then the alternate count in the monthly chart is a G/C. If it pulls back and then makes another high after that, that means there's never an H. You're very clear because it goes to a D. So this is all very positive. And once again, I'm looking at it, and this blue line, the relative strength the on-balance volume is getting a bit overbought in the weekly, but not the month, in the daily, not the weekly chart. All right, so with that said, got a bunch of questions coming up, and let me see if I finished everything. I want you to look at high-grade copper. High-grade copper, it was up earlier on, now it's pulled back. There it is. So this is an instant restart. So there could be a G/C in the daily chart, and the weekly chart is in leg D in this very wide rectangle. If you sign up for my newsletter, and we've had some really good positions in the newsletter, you'll get my webinar for free. That's on Tuesday. Otherwise, you pay for it, and you know what? You can, if you're unhappy after 30 days, you get your money back. So it's a win-win situation. And the copper continuous contract is still running nicely, just pulled back today. So I just wanted to finish that. And now I've got questions. Let me go one at a time. So the first question that I got pre-market before my show started was WU. I haven't looked at this for quite a while. This is Western Union Company. Now, we've got someone in the den who's there today who knows that the regeneration, the reinstitution, the morphification of certain companies coming back again, Western Union, all of a sudden, look at this, it gaps up. Let me show you. So I'll do this really quickly. Look, you'll find the lowest low bar. That's that bar right there. I'm not going to go through dates and everything. That's the lowest bar. Then there's a little peak. Most of you would have missed it, but then you do hundreds of thousands of charts like I've done. Actually, I should say probably more than 500,000. After a while, you can pick out the peaks quite nicely. So look at this. It goes peak A, B, C, D, and then it gaps up, it goes to an E, and that continues higher. Usually that's a really good sign, except that this was so overbought that in the 973 area, having come from 780s, it tanks, it comes all the way down, fills the gap exactly, starts another buy mode to the up. Western Union, didn't they used to do what? They did money, I was about to say money laundering. They did money transferring from country to country, did a whole bunch of stuff to do with that. They've probably morphed into something else right now. But look at this. So that's the low. That's not the low. That's the beautiful H pattern that succeeds in holding and coming back again and then closing over the left side high. So it becomes a cup formation. Look right here. There's a lesson right here. We've got a live lesson in Chapman wave methodology. And what do we get? We get a buy signal that goes from there to a buy A, and that's a leg B. And has it gone? No, the stochastic's still at 52%. The 9-period moving average is really good in the weekly chart. So what do? I grab the left side, this whole area here, these two peaks. I'm going to take it, make that. I usually, if I can't find what visually looks like the low, from the number of bars on the left to the number of bars on the down, I could do the same thing to the right side. It makes it very difficult. In this case, I'm going to make this peak right here. No, actually, I should go for this one right there. I'm going to be a little bit more conservative. Usually, I'd like either a little tiny doji candle or a peak or a trough. There's a little icon that I look for, and I'll do this and see whether it comes out. And what I do is I take the left side, and I draw it from the left side, penultimate trough. I go from here, and I look to see how many times it takes out some of the resistance levels. All right, that's what I get. And I see, does this join? In this case, it looks like it's going to move to the right a little bit too much. So I'll make this pink right here. So we've got a live lesson right now in some of the techniques. So this says, it looks too long. It looks like January, the week of the 9th. I think it could be sooner, but I'm going to do, that means I should go to this candle here, so that's 2 bars shorter. So that takes it here. This is by the last week of December, there's a really good chance that WU, Western Union, is going to tackle this candle right here from the 16th, the week of the 16th of May, 1021, and to the 1037 level from the 2nd of May. That would be the upside target. So that's all very well and good. What's the support level? It's not good enough just to say, hey, this is what can happen. I'm saying, what if? And what if you take out from this leg C, it goes to peak C, and then it pulls back before a D, and it comes back and it goes under 932. It's a 972 right now. Under 932 says you're going to take longer. It'll be that first week of January. But it is an up mode. If the stochastic at 52, it's got a lot of work to do. If the stochastic can get to, I'd even say 78 to 80, 72 to 77% in the next week, then you're on your way to that high. Otherwise, it might stall a little bit. There's a beautiful cup formation here in the daily chart. Yes, I hope that helps you. Western Union. Next question came in, Costco. Just the cost. It just says cost. So cost is trading right now. Remember, out of Walmart and Costco was the weakest is the way I looked at it. 871.17 was the low back in April. It screams up to 1,060 area. Comes back down to where? Today, 3 days ago, it went to 873.97. So this is the arch formation that is about to test the left side lip. I'll be back. We're looking at Costco wholesale group, and I'll be back. The Dow is now only up 9. S&P's up down 44. I'll be right back.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstack's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstack releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Building wealth trading in the stock market seems impossible to most people. They think it's too volatile and risky. Most people aren't going to take the time to educate themselves on how to do it right. But you're not most people, are you? At TFNN, you'll get the guidance you need to refine your strategies and techniques to invest like a pro. Because you'll be a pro. All TFNN subscriptions, books, software, and courses are available at TFNN.com. And I'm even going to tell you how to get them for less. Use TFNN's Tiger Dollars and you'll get up to a 20% bonus on your purchase. And once you apply them to your account, Tiger Dollars are automatically used for all future or recurring charges. Tiger Dollars also never expire, are fully transferable, and are a great way to add savings to your newsletters or services. Become the investor you were born to be at TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
This portion of the Tiger Technicians Hour is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at direction.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Hi, folks. So we're looking at costs. I'll get back to the generals in a moment. I lost track because once I started talking about Immelt, I can't believe it. He was revered amongst the press, and I never understood why. And then in the Den, I was reminded about there it is. Where was it? It wasn't just Immelt, of course. He took over. Let's see, where did we find him? Okay, I'm not going to waste time. And I think it was Jack. I think it was Jack Welch. So Welch, of course, used to come. So General Electric, this huge company with billions, but used to come to the penny every quarter. I don't know how he made it. They got it right to the penny. The outlook, etc. All right, here we go. So Costco, to me, this is a weak stock. I had a question yesterday about Walmart looking into 2026, going into 2026, Walmart is still way strong. This is not what your question was. It was a question yesterday. And I just think that this is a superb chart. And yes, absolutely, it made a high today, a recovery high. So you remember, what do? I use phantom peaks. When I think I need it, and look what happened. I use this phantom peak this is on Walmart. I'll come back to Costco in a moment. 114.89 on the 3rd of December. 114.89 on the 4th of December. So I said, I'm going to use this as a phantom peak in the Chapman methodology, 2 peaks. Why? Because you can see there was a little hiccup in the stochastic and the on-balance volume, as well as the RSI. And that said to me, you can use that as a phantom peak because you want to get to a D and know that you can do a kind of a precautionary measure, take a little bit off, you can raise your stop, etc. Because very often we see that sometimes not very often, and sometimes it's either one or the other. So sometimes you will get that leg C at the top, and it doesn't get to D. So if you use the phantom peak, it says, I'm there ahead of time. There's my D. But remember, that's a D, that if there's a new high that comes quite soon, then you move this aside. And what I do is to show that I used a phantom peak, I keep that red and I put it there. That's all. Just it's a way of notating and being as straightforward with in the Chapman methodology. You want to make adjustments accordingly so that you're always ahead of the game. You're right there on the cusp of looking at the next letter. And if you're not sure, you have to wait a little bit to correct that letter. But always correct it because you want to know where you are. So now you're in leg D in Walmart. All right? Leg F in the weekly chart and a G/C still very strong in the monthly chart. This is the better one. So I don't know if you were short. Maybe if you were short, I'd remain short. But right here is exactly where at 871.71 and 873.97, that 871 area, if that's taken out decisively, in other words, you go to 868, there's a problem. And now you've raised your resistance level. Instead of being higher, then resistance level is now the pink 9-period moving average. At this point, it's at 908. So and the monthly chart looks trough A. This is a trough A. Then it failed to make a new all-time high. It was a double top. Remember, I love double tops. I talk about them all the time. Oh, I don't want to waste time. But at the same time, now I'm going to talk about it. Technical Friday. 1,078.24 in February of this year. 1,067.08 in June. And now you've taken out the cup formation and the double top. The 9-period moving average is still green. And this is going to be very interesting because the level that it must hold is 871.71. But if you go down to the 860s, that's going to be, look at that, the weak MACD, weak on-balance volume, weak stochastic in the monthly, flat stochastic at 23% in the, and it can't get going. So Costco is a problem right now, has a problem. All right, next question came in. Where would it, I just said, so where would it go to? I would say over the next month or so, it's 793 round number low in August of 2024. Let's go one step at a time. This low right here is 867. Below 867, then I can start talking about that, the lower lows down into the 850s. All right. That's Costco, and the upside so far is very limited. Next question came in. Yes, thank you, Rose Ron. It was General Dynamics. So I believe it was the four. At one point, there were four generals in the Dow, and that was General Electric, General Motors, General Dynamic, and I believe it was General Foods. I can't say 100% sure. I say 99.9, all right? That was General Foods, and that was taken over. General Dynamics came out. Of course, all of them are out. And look at GE today. I looked at it and I thought, okay, something's going on with GE. Why would this cyclical be so weak when even Boeing was starting to rally? And look, here we are. Alcoa, I said Alcoa, General Electric is the engines. Alcoa for Boeing. Let's just go to Boeing right now. Boeing is up. Today it's up. It's at 204.30, up 3.59. You see, the old school are coming back. There's a reincarnation. GE finally is there some news? GE came out. It's up 14 at 302.82. It was at 279 yesterday. Let's say 280, up 20 points from the low. It's taken out almost 3 weeks worth into the ugly candle. This is fabulous. This is what I wanted to see. That's why I'm saying that there's been a change that I've got to acknowledge that there's something going on here that's different. And this is what we're looking at. I was waiting for General Electric to try to get to the 290s. Wow, 302? Nice action. All right, let's continue. Race. Ukrainians must not be buying anymore. Let's just go, that's in the den, right? RACE, this is Ferrari. The Ferrari is down, made a peak E back in July. It went to 5, what did it go to? It went to G/C in the daily chart at, I meant to look if this is a round number, 504.49, 503.78. There were no round numbers. I checked this before. There it is at 495. Oh, 495, 4 days later, round number, and whoosh, down to where? Down to 3 days ago, it hit 350 something. 356.93. Ferrari, someone put the brakes on the Ferrari. All right, I'll be back. Dow's up 41, S&P's down 43. What a divergence. Be back in a moment. Basil, Chapman, Tiger Technicians Hour. Got a lot more to talk about. Yes, I'll look at Palantir and then I'll look at Newmont Mining.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Hi, folks. I just want to mention we have a dinner who just posted he lost his mother, his beloved mom, this past Monday, December the 8th. She was 92. Just a wonderful story. Sounds like a wonderful woman. And then lo and behold, I almost got a chill down my spine because I've known this Dana for a very long time. Wonderful person. And he mentions that she headed up New England office of a company called Tektronix, which sold oscilloscopes, to name a few, and then Prime Computer. Well, I am a technician because of Prime Computer. Way back, I used to listen to, because I was a professional musician, and I just started getting very serious about the market. I'd done that before, and then while I was studying, I didn't, and I got back into it. I used to hear at 12:20, there was this person on one of the radio stations, and since I was always either on the road or somewhere, I could listen to my little radio at 12:20. There was a guy, was it not John Slack? I can't remember who it was, who gave an update, and he used to talk about this company, Prime Computer. And I noticed that when Prime Computer was up and the market was down at that 12:20 time frame, invariably the market came back to close up. When it was down, the market was up. Invariably the market, and Prime Computer the stock became one of my technical tools, and I developed a whole thing on that. Then one day I said, what if Prime gets taken over? And I developed many other tools, but Prime Computer really was one of the first, I would say, technical tool, maybe a more emotional tool, but it was a technical tool, and she worked for Prime Computer. Nobody ever mentions Prime Computer. It was taken over a long time ago. So our deepest sympathy, our deepest thoughts go to you, White Shark in the Den, to your family and to your wonderful late mother. And we really feel for you. It's this afternoon, right? 4 o'clock. At least this afternoon. It's going to be, let's see. So all I can say is that we just, anyone, and I have another person that I've known for so long, a tiger who lost her husband lost his father this last year, I think this beginning of this year, and she just lost her mother. So prayers to you all. So let's get back to the market. So a question came in, and I'll go back to the story here that we got in line. Could I look at Palantir? So Palantir, I looked at Palantir, we've never owned Palantir. I always want to do, and yet I've been a little nervous. Instead, for this particular run to the upside, we chose a stock. I chose for subscribers Rocket Lab. And Rocket Lab has had a lovely move from the low in the 37.57 on the 21st to where today's high of 65. That is really a nice gain. And we've had a big chunk of that. And I liked it better. There were a number of reasons, but let me just explain something. So you see, Palantir, I wouldn't say it's a cult stock, but I'm going to say it's a cult stock. I mean, definitely it has its fans, and for a reason. It's developed data fusion platforms. It seems to do a lot, and it gets a lot of government contracts. But I got a little nervous about it in terms of, look, it's already made a peak D under the previous major high. Overnight, it hit 222 back on the, I think it was beginning of November after earnings. And then it closed gaps down the next day, and that was it. Well, the price itself was like 205. The overnight price was 222, round number high. We all spoke about it in the den. It goes to 147. I don't see anything wrong. I don't, in this particular phase right now, I think it's having a little bit more trouble getting leverage and momentum to the upside. So that's all I'm saying. I don't see anything wrong with it. I've drawn in the rectangle. I think it's going to be stuck in this rectangle for a little longer. My guess, if I'm looking at timing, I had to do a measured move, I would just say January 21st to maybe the first week of February is, if it can hold 160, it's at 181 right now, all the way through December, I think that's when it will start to get going again. So I'm looking at it. Nothing wrong. I just think it's had a good move now. It's digesting gains, but it could even go to 195. I don't think it's going to the all-time high just in this move right now. That's the way I'm looking at it right now. Nothing wrong. MACD is good. Stochastics 92%. On-balance volume is giving me a clue that it's not quite there yet. And all the other things are good. So nothing wrong with it. So let me just say that it's down 5.5 today at 181.94. If by Wednesday of this coming week, it breaks into the 192 level, it should start its trek towards the upside. But it might be a little bit more work to be done. Western Union shifted from a telegraph company to a money transfer giant starting in the 19th century. The key turning point was the launch of telegraph-based money transfers in 1871. So talk about telegraph-based. So there was a guy called Morse. He went to Paris with a whole bunch of other Americans and studied art, and he did this thing, and eventually he painted all the famous pictures in the Louvre in one picture. And he said, you know what? It's tough here. I'm going to go back to America, and I'm going to sell this, and I'm going to live off this because it's a fantastic painting. And he came back, and it just wasn't the thing. Americans weren't that interested in paintings from the Louvre, right? So he sold it for very little money. And he said, I remember going across the ocean, there were these poles and there was something going on. And then he developed Morse code. That's Morse. That's the same Morse. The famous artist at one point became the famous Morse code. All right. So that's that. And we wanted to look at Newmont Mining, NEM. I hope I'm not skipping anything in the row. So Newmont Mining, trading right now, having hit 102.13. No, this is not an all-time high. This goes way back. I think once upon a time it was high. Let me squeeze. Yes. It was much higher, but not as high as it is now. It used to be a fantastic stock. It went all the way back in 2011 to about 70 or so, just over 70, pulls back all the way to 14.51 in August of 2015. It's trading right now a little bit higher at 99.19, having hit 102 today. It's down 23 cents. So this is a leg D in the monthly chart. So another reason why I'm saying I think that even our core mining, which we've had for a long time, which it did fantastic pullback, and now it's done very well. And even today had a big spike into the 18s. It's pulling back. I think we're getting a little toppy in the gold. That's all I'm saying. So this is great. D now, so instead of saying the upside's open, right? So this is now a possible D in the weekly chart, D in the monthly chart, and a D. We were looking at one just like this a little while ago, DDD, 3 Ds. And what do we get? I'm just saying, what's the support? Support's between 94 and 91 for Newmont Mining. If there is a pullback in the next week or two, that's where it would go to. So we've got one segment to go, and I still have questions posted. Dust to dust. No, I don't want to talk about that right now. One other thing. Okay. Yeah. I'll be back in a moment.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern. For free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Hi, folks. Bitcoin, my question about is starting to improve. Look, when you get to a peak D in such, look what you've done. You've gone from 117,000 down to 80,750, and all you've done is a little bit of a rally to 95,000, and you're now at 90,000. No, I don't think it's ready just yet. So this is the same double bottom we were looking at in Costco, not quite the same, but it has the same characteristic. Give it a little time. I think you need a little time before you have a decent rally in Bitcoin. So this is my newsletter right here. Opening call subscriber webinar, Tuesday, December 16th, 4 o'clock to 5:30. It's like at a 90-minute, there'll be a lesson. There'll be some what we're looking at, what looks good going into the new year, the outlook for 2026. I'll be review the Chapman Wave technical tools, not all of them, obviously, in 90 minutes, but I'll talk about them as we move along. The trend changes. There's been a huge trend change, and I always get a little nervous when the generals are out running the soldiers, and that's kind of what's happening now. I like it because we're in the right area, but it makes me a little bit nervous. There's sector rotation. I'll talk about that. ETFs that look good, trading around core positions that we do all the time. We take little bits off, so that we're always taking something to garner rather than adding and getting trapped when it finally pulls back. This way, we're ready for a pullback. Easy techniques that really help. Talk about this one right here. Now I'm going to go to it's the 914, which is just a fantastic one. Money management is just as important. You want to maintain your capital. I've done that for years, trying to keep my subscribers going through the Straits of Gibraltar without hitting the rocks. It's not easy to do. I try my best. I'll answer questions live as they come up, but it will be archived. So that's on Tuesday, December the 16th, 4 o'clock to 5:30. And as I say, we've had some very nice positions that I'm quite proud of right now. Day's young, but so far I'm proud of them. And I will be back this afternoon at 3 o'clock. So get your questions ready, and I'll do what I can today, and we'll see you at 3 o'clock. Check out my opening call, and have a great rest of the day. See you at 3. Stay tuned.